Alrighty, folks, we are back for another installment of our CV2 speedrun tutorial. We have done the lizard grind, we have done the fish bridge, we have done the zombie grind, and now it is time for us to stop the grinding and start on our path towards beating Dracula. So we've just got the chain whip. We have the chain whip, we have the white crystal and the holy water. Our next step is to get the blue crystal so we can go to so we can go to Rover. We have to have the blue crystal to drain the lake, so our goal right now is to get there as quickly and efficiently as possible. One of the things we're going to do here, we're going to leave this area and go through Dobby's path, then onto Aljiba to get the blue crystal, and then over to the Veros location. Now we're going to talk about a few different things. In Rover, our paths will diverge. We will do potentially an any percent and a no wrong warp after that. But I think what we're going to do for now is just continue on with our regular no wrong warp speedrun tutorial. So leaving here, we're going to go to the right, and the inputs here are they're pretty important. So we're going to talk about each of them individually. The first section where we travel across the bottom of the screen is really not difficult, but then when we get to the stairs, we have some things to talk about. So that's what we're going to do right now. So we got to kill those guys. We kill this guy here, hit our head on the ceiling and kill that guy. Now we're going to kill this eyeball, but we're not going to collect his heart. We jump here, we jump, and then we do a second jump right there. It stops that screen from scrolling. Kill this eyeball. Kill this eyeball. Kill that eyeball, and that puts us all the way up here at the top, okay? So this is the first section that we're going to talk about. We're going to do this a few times. Nothing really difficult here, just making sure you're efficient and effective in your attacks. Oops. Little hang up there. Kill that guy. We jump, and then jump here to stop that screen from scrolling. And that puts us in a spot where we can kill that eyeball effectively. See that? That one little jump there is really, really important. So we're going to go through here. Kill these guys. And just remember this jump. If you don't do this jump, you're not going to be able to kill these eyeballs on the stairs the proper way. So do that jump and then head up the stairs. See that? All right, one more time. We're going to talk about where we do the whipping. Okay, we're going to do a little save state here. Okay, so we jump up to this block on the right, and then we jump up to the platform on the left, and then we jump immediately. You do a jump immediately with no whip. The idea here is that if you don't, like I'll show you what happens if you don't do that. If you don't jump, then the eyeballs appear here, and it's difficult to kill them, right? But if you jump, it stops that screen from scrolling, and then the eyeballs come down here. That's where we whip. So look where my feet are. So my bottom foot is on the 5th step, my top foot is on the 6th step, and we whipped. Now we're going to come up here and kill this guy. Now we're going to do the same thing here, but we go up to I messed that up there. Let's try this again. Oh, now I'm thinking about it too much. All right. Kill that guy. Kill that guy. Man, we missed that guy. Now that I'm doing a tutorial, I can't play the game. All right. So that's where we kill that guy. Now this next screen, depending on where you're at with hearts, so this is where you have to make a decision. If you're good on hearts, like if you have a lot of hearts, let's see where we're at. We only have 6 hearts right now, so we're not in a good spot for hearts at all. So we're going to need to play this thing safe and kill as many things as we can. I'll show you both ways to do this. If you have if you got 40 hearts right here, you got nothing to worry about. So you can just run this next screen in what I call fast mode. So I'll show you the fast mode real quick. Here's fast mode. You run through here, you don't kill anything, you take these damage boosts. The idea there being that you save all that time stopping and whipping, right? But we don't have that kind of luxury right now, so we're going to whip that guy and then wait, and then whip both of those together. See that? You want to kill those two guys. You got to practice that part. All right, this next section, we're going to actually jump into this next screen. So when our feet are straddling that far right mortar line on the floor, we're going to jump. So watch what I mean. We jumped during the screen transition. Okay, see that? And we're going to talk about this whole section here in just a minute. Now, a lot of people will kill that skeleton right there. It's probably better to do that, but it is a little risky because you only have a couple of pixels to mess with. So let's talk about this again. We jump here. Actually, that was a screw up. So jump here, jump and kill that guy, jump and kill that guy, and then kill that dude on the way down. Okay, now when you get here, we're going to do a screen transition whip. We've seen these before. We're going to jump into this next screen and whip on the way down like this. See that? Now, if we had done it properly, we would have been able to collect that heart. Yeah, there we go. We collected that heart. So we're good there. I will not be killing that skeleton back there. Now this screen here, it looks similar to the last screen, but we're not going to transition whip into this screen. We're just going to walk because there's a spider coming down that we're going to have to jump when we hit the next screen to kill, like this. See that? And we'll jump off right here, kill that guy. And you can choose to do whatever you want there. You can kill that skeleton or whatever. So this is the town of Aljiba, where we are going to go and get our blue crystal, okay? Now, what you do through here is really not that important. You can do some whip canceling if you'd like to give that a try. Where it really matters, where it really starts to matter, is when we get to the top of these stairs up here. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and tell you, before we go any further, if you're planning on running this glitchless, don't pay attention to what I'm going to do here. If you're running no wrong warp, any percent, 100%, any of the other categories that are not glitchless categories, this is very important. When we get to the top of these stairs, we're going to head left. We cannot jump during that walk. I mean, you can, but you have to account for your subpixel because we're getting ready to do a floor drop here. And that floor drop is very subpixel dependent. So we're going to walk without jumping, and our subpixel right now is at 0 since we touched those stairs last. So if you have any questions on floor drops and subpixels, check out my glitches video. You can find it in my channel. Just look up guide to glitches. So this guy right here on the left wearing the gray, he's the dude that we're going to talk to. He's going to give us our blue crystal. Okay, so now we have a blue crystal and we're walking left. Why are we walking left? We're walking left because this is now one of the big floor drops that saves a ton of time. You got to walk all the way back to the right of this town, down the stairs, and then all the way back left to leave. We can fix that. We can avoid all of that extra walking and save ourselves 30 to plus seconds if we execute a floor drop here. I'm going to show you the easy way to set up this floor drop. It is a jump up, a jump down, a jump back up, just like we did in Jova, and then a floor drop, okay? Now I'm going to set myself up right here. You see where I'm set up? Notice I didn't jump after I fell. I have stayed perfectly still. I'm going to set myself right up here on that third block on the floor. You see that third block? The reason I'm setting myself up there is because everything I do from this point through the whole next screen is critical to getting this next trick. So watch my inputs, and I'm going to do this several times so you can see my inputs. I'm going to go ahead and save that. We're going to jump into the next screen without whipping, land and whip, jump, land and whip. You see what I did there? I didn't do any jump whipping. That's really important. If you jump and whip, you're going to lose your subpixel and you probably won't get this next trick. So let's try that again. So we jump in, land, whip, jump, land, whip, and then we whip that guy. Does that make sense? Do not jump whip in this screen. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to jump off the edge here. Do not jump whip, land, and hit that guy. Now we'll jump, stand, and kill that guy. So now we're set, okay? We should be set up for this floor drop now. Our subpixel should be 8 right now, if I'm not mistaken. And that would mean that as soon as we enter this next screen, we're prepared for a floor drop. Because if you watch the glitches video, you'll see that 0, 8, and 16 are valid subpixel, valid floor drop subpixels. So we should be at 8 right now, if I'm not mistaken. We're going to walk forward into this next screen, and we are going to floor drop. We'll wait for that skeleton just to be safe, and then we just drop right there. Does that make sense? That saves a ton of time. Like I said, check out the glitches video for info on floor drops. This is mainly a routing tutorial, so I will cover some things on floor drops, but not a lot. So here is the moving platforms, and we're going to try to do some dash jumps here. Now, dash jumps aren't required, but they're really cool. So let's see if I can pull one off, and I'll show you how I did it. I don't know why I'm having trouble with it right now, but there you go. There's one. There's two. So what those are is it's basically it's a trick. You are moving forward on the platform, so you're holding right here since the platform is moving right. You hold right, and then you let go of right, and then in the immediate frame after you let go, this is going to be very similar to a floor drop, but kind of in reverse. Instead of moving forward and then whipping the next frame, we're actually going to neutral the D-pad and then hit jump. So it's hold forward, neutral, and then hit jump on the next frame. I didn't quite pull it off there. Let's try it again. Again, these are not required. They're just fun, and they save a little bit of time. If you don't get them all, it's no big deal. So it's just hold forward, neutral the D-pad, and hit jump on the next frame. Try again. That was fun. There's one. Okay, we didn't get that second one. That's okay. So we get to this point, and now we're at Rover. Okay, this is our Rover mansion. Lake. So we're gonna walk through here. We're gonna drain this lake. Just hold down. Now, if you did your menus correctly earlier, you already have your crystals selected, so you don't need to even check here. We do that in Jova. We switch to the crystal in Jova before we ever leave. That way, because we're not going to use anything else until we get to this point. Now we're in Rover. See? So, that is the section between Chain Whip and Rover. Now I'm going to run the whole section one time through. Hopefully one time through. I don't screw it up. That way you can see what it looks like in totality. We're not going to cover Rover here. We'll cover Rover in the next video. Rover's a fun mansion. There's lots of cool stuff you can do in here. And we're going to talk about that here in a minute. So let me go ahead. And I'm going to reset here. And we're going to go ahead and just start this up. Okay, Chain Whip. We have our white crystal and our holy water selected. We don't have hardly any hearts, but we are leaving Veros right now. Heading towards our blue crystal. So here we go. It's what it should look like, hopefully. I don't screw this up. And if you make a mistake, it's okay. You can just continue on. There's only a few mistakes that are hard to come back from. Making mistakes is part of the game. It's part of playing video games. But you want to eliminate as many as you can. I screwed that up, see? So we screwed that up. I'm just going to go ahead and do this again. I want to show you a good clean run all the way through. I started doing this tutorial and now my eyeballs and stairs are all messed up. Okay. We don't have a lot of hearts, so we're going to go ahead and do our normal way through Dobby's path here. So hit, wait, and hit them both. And we'll try to get this jump. Nice. Kill both of them with one whip. Then remember, we transition here. Kill that guy on the way down. Kill that dude. So we're collecting hearts. We're doing good things. Remember, we do not transition whip here. We just walk into this screen so we can kill this spider, right? I'm going to skip that skeleton for now for the sake of speed. You can just duck whip that guy and kill him. So again, here we are in Aljiba. And we're going to try to do some of our whip canceling as we go through. Whip canceling, as I talked about in previous videos, is the idea that you will do a whip animation to cancel out your landing animation, which costs a frame or two. So get to the top of these stairs, no jumping. Just walk. You can't see the subpixel right now, but it is 0, which is a valid floor drop subpixel, and we need a valid floor drop subpixel. Talk to this guy, we'll get our blue crystal. And then we're going to set up our floor drop, jump up, jump down, jump back up. Okay, set ourselves on this third block, jump into the next screen, land and whip, jump, land, whip. And we'll jump here without whipping, whip this guy, jump up here and wait, kill that guy. Now we should have a subpixel of 8, which will allow us to do this floor drop here. There we go. That puts us into this spot. I'm going to kill that guy. I'm going to kill that guy. I'm going to attempt these dash jumps. If I don't get them, no problem. They're not dangerous to do. They just... Here's one. Okay, no problem. We're here and we duck. Does that make sense? So that is the entire section between Chain Whip and Rover. So you've seen it. It doesn't take long to do. There's a lot of things to sort of think about when you're doing it. You want to make sure you're being as efficient as you can be, taking as little damage as you can, and collecting as many hearts as you can. Our next video is going to be Rover. We're just going to do a Rover tutorial. And I think we're going to gear this whole thing. This is the point where our routes will diverge between any percent and no wrong warp. If I do any percent strats, this is what I'm going to be doing here. Well, that didn't work. But anyway, any percent strats use that purple block. No wrong warp does not use the purple block to do this wrong warp here, obviously, because you're not doing wrong warps. But anyway. That's the tutorial for Veros to Rover. Hopefully you learned something from it. Feel free to watch this back. If you have any questions or want some more clarifications on any of the elements of this particular section, please leave those questions, comments, and concerns in the comments, and I'll be happy to answer them if I can. Next section is going to be, the next tutorial will be Rover, and then after Rover, it's going to be the section between Rover and Berkeley, and then Berkeley. And then we're going to do the big walk from Berkeley all the way to Brahms. And that's going to be a fun one because there's a lot to learn there. So Overworld, I want to challenge you all to practice your Overworld sections. I know that, folks like to practice the mansions and get those dialed in, and that's great. But the Overworld sections is where you're going to get your biggest time save when you first start. Learning how to efficiently traverse through the overworld from point A to point B, from point B to point C. The overworld is critically important to practice. Sometimes I'll just do overworld practice. I'll sit down for 2 hours and just practice overworld, just so I can get that feel of what it's supposed to feel like to get from point A to point B. But yeah, feel free to leave comments. We're going to come back and do another one of these here shortly. So hopefully you enjoyed, and we'll see you next time in the next tutorial.